Of course, we'll have international projects, and district grants can be used for those. Again, it's a $4,000 grant from the district with $4,000 contributed by the club. And secondly, we're going to have international global grants again, $35,000 up to $2,000. For scholarships, there's various other options. Clubs can recommend Peace Fellow candidates that will be able to attend the Peace universities that are around the world. There are 6 different locations around the world. We're also going to have local undergraduate scholarships, and these will be controlled by 6 regional scholarship committees throughout the district. Each committee will have $2,000 to issue, and if clubs want to contribute a little bit each to their regional committees, that number could be increased. And finally, we're going to have again this year and next year an international graduate level scholarship of $30,000. There'll be only one of these per district, so it will be a competitive process. Let's look at the application timeline. May 31st is the deadline to turn in potential candidates for the Peace Fellow. June 5th is turning in the application date for district grants. June 30th is the end of this Rotary year, and that's when you have to have $50 per capita donated to the annual fund in order to be eligible for district and global grants in 2017-18. Centennial grants, there is no per capita donation requirement, and the deadline for these is October 1st. November 15th is the deadline for the international graduate level scholarship. And finally, December 1st is the deadline for applications for the local global grant. International global grant applications can be made at any time, and the time frame for the local undergraduate scholarship dates are determined by the regional scholarship committees. All applications and pre-applications will be made on matchinggrants.org. Applications for the district and centennial grants and applications for regional scholarships are made directly and totally on matchinggrants.org. These are pre-applications for global grants and global grant scholarships because the real applications are made on the Rotary International website once the pre-applications are approved by the district. The pre-applications are basically to request funding from the district for these grants. Let me show you a little bit about matchinggrants.org. This is what the website looks like when you log in. You can see there's 2 main areas, global grants and district grants. And when you click on either one of those, you'll get a list of projects. Now these are the projects, all the projects in the district and actually in other districts as well. You can either scroll down and look for your project, or you can go up in the upper right and click on search, and then you'll be able to search by district or by club. One of the things you can do once you're on matchinggrants.org as a president is just to check on the status of your project. You do this by clicking on the History Log tab once you've entered into the project, and you'll see a running list of all activities that have occurred on the project, and it'll tell you exactly what the current status is. You can also use matchinggrants.org to look at projects that are done by other clubs in the district or by other clubs in other districts just to see what these projects are. A great source of information is on the district website. There's information about grants, scholarships, and peace fellowships and training. Let's look at the Grants Foundation info section. You'll find resources on foundation, forms and guidelines. The same will be on the grants information and forms section. And also this grant qualification training can be accessed here. The other thing you can find on here is the name of the grant committee members who are assigned to your club and the foundation mentors that are also assigned to your club. And finally, there's a section on polio eradication. All information about scholarships is found under the scholarships menu. Rotary Peace Fellowships has a separate menu item and talks about the process for applying for that. And finally, the training menu has a lot of information and training that you can use to find out more about district grants, global grants, and this is where you can take the grant qualification training. And there's also a training on there for club foundation committee chairs and members. Now let's look at the district funds allocation for 2017 and 18. For district and centennial grants, we're going to allocate $77,676. This is a little bit more, it's a little bit less than we had last year. Last year, it's about $16,000 less. And this money comes from the amount that was donated by the district and clubs in the district to the Rotary Foundation Annual Fund 3 years ago. So each year, this number changes, and this year we're going to have $16,000 less. But I think we'll still have sufficient money for quite a few projects. For international global grants, we're going to have about the same as we did last year. And for local global grant, this is something new. We're going to allocate $10,000. We're also going to allocate from the district $12,000 for 6 $2,000 scholarships that will be awarded through the regional scholarship committees. And finally, we're going to allocate another $15,000 this coming year for a global grant scholarship, 1 per district. So this is really important for the club presidents. This is essentially the activities that you'll have to do and the things you'll have to learn about. Of course, you'll have to attend a grants training at PETS or online, this one here. You'll need to provide names and contact information for your foundation chair and your grant contact. In order to do a global grant or an international district grant, you'll need to sign the Memorandum of Understanding. And this is done through matchinggrants.org. You'll receive the message and you can sign that electronically. This is really important that you need to inform your club treasurers that to keep the bank transaction records for all grant fund transactions. This is in case of an audit or in case this is needed to back up some of the information for the grant. You also need to ensure that the grant project leaders keep all their receipts. Again, if this isn't done, the report will not be accepted by the Rotary Foundation, and we may lose grant funding for the following year. The other thing that club presidents will need to do is sign and authorize grant applications and reports. For district grants, this is done on the matchinggrants.org site with electronic signature, and for global grants, it's done on the Rotary Foundation site. And there's information on how to do this on the district website. Finally, you need to enter foundation goals and have plans to meet them. So finally, let's talk about grant qualification requirements. It's different for each type of grant. As I mentioned before, centennial grants do not have a per capita donation requirement. All grants, though, do require the president for 2017 and 18 to attend the grant qualification session at PETS or online. It's done every year, even though you might have attended the one last year as a PE. Things have changed, and so each year the president for that year needs to attend the grant training. Also, to be qualified for grants, you have to enter annual fund goals for 2017 and 18. In addition, for district grants and for global grants, your club has to meet a $50 per capita donation to the Rotary Foundation Annual Fund in 2016-17 in order to be eligible for district and global grants in 2017-18. As I mentioned before, the president and president-elect must sign a memorandum of understanding for global grants. And finally, for global grants, the primary and secondary contact on the grant must complete the global grant training, which is found on the district website. There are some great resources available to you in the district for international grants. That's through the grant cadre. These people are assigned by Rotary Foundation area of focus, one of the 6 areas of focus, such as maternal and child health, and peace and conflict resolution, community development, etc. And they'll be experts in the area, in these areas, and they'll help you put together grants that will be accepted by the Rotary Foundation. The key point there is sustainability, and they're well aware of this and know how to help you write your grant. So I would recommend highly contacting a grant cadre member for any international grant, because they'll save you a lot of time in the long run. In addition, we have foundation mentors, and each club has a foundation mentor assigned to them. These foundation mentors will help you with any questions about the foundation, regardless of what they are. If they don't know the answers, they will then refer you to the appropriate person, or they will get the information themselves from other foundation mentors or the Rotary Foundation and get back to you. Finally, the next step for completing the grant qualification training is to complete the qualification questions that are found on the district website. And then you can send these answers to the district foundation chair, which is me, at the district address shown here on the slide. And also, it's a chance for you to ask questions, because you can write questions on your form, and we'll get back to you with the answers. So that's it for the training for today. Thank you very much for attending, and I hope you have a great day.